Took a long time to get here. Go ahead, punch it in.
Whoa.
Welcome to the bunker.
I heard those boats, you could barely feel the movement at all on some of them.
On some of them, yeah. On the big boats, the great big ones, like the last one we did prior to this one, we were on the biggest ship in the Carnival fleet, and man, that thing is gigantic. It's stupid huge. It's a city.
Massive displacement.
Yeah, I mean, those things are built to be able to stay at sea for a really long time. They create their own water. They have their own desalination plant on the boat.
From the salt water?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow. That's cool.
They have these huge turbines that bring in salt water, purify it, filter it, desalinate it, and that's what is pushed throughout the ship. And then they, they take chlorinated salt water for the pools. It's just easier to keep clean. So, yeah, pretty good time. Very, very, very hot.
So they actually use seawater for the pools?
Yeah, it's chlorinated salt water. It's just filtered out and cleaned, and then they pump that into the pools and the hot tubs.
Yeah, well, saltwater pools, because I'm a pool technician, licensed, and saltwater pools, there's a lot of people that think that they're going to get a saltwater pool so they don't have to use chemicals, and that's not true. The chlorine that you put in a pool, the chemical, the chlorine, is actually made in a factory. You can get it in a liquid, or you can get it in a powder, or like pellet. And it's made in a factory. It's made by taking salted water, putting it through an electrolysis, and it turns it into chlorine. It makes chlorine from the salt water. It uses the salt to do that. A saltwater pool does the same thing. In your pool house or in your pump room, you have a little tiny machine that the salt water in your pool flows through and turns it into chlorinated water. So you're still using chlorine. You're just making it instead of buying it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So people are like, oh, I have a saltwater pool. We don't use chemicals. Yeah, you do. You're making it. Instead of the factory making it, you're making it.
Yeah. Well, we, not that this has to do with anything that we're talking about today, but Missy has for several years talked about wanting to get a pool. And I think the only pool we're going to be able to do logistically would be an above ground pool. But I know nothing about like maintaining a pool, but I have friends who do have pools. So I'll be like, teach me how to maintain this pool. So,
well, a certified pool operator or a CPO, the class is about $40 and the test is so freaking easy. I've taken them, I've taken them to the master's point, and I've also have my certified pool inspection license as well, which is a little bit harder. It's a lot harder, but the pool one is very, very easy. And you can do the whole thing online. Like you do the whole, like $40, you do the whole thing online, and you're a certified pool operator, and you will know everything that you need to know to properly run, own, and maintain a pool. It's very, very cheap, very, very easy to do, and anybody can pass the test. Anybody with half a brain.
Yeah. Interesting.
You don't have to learn formulas and all this other stuff and memorize all this crap. It's very, very simple to do. Believe it or not, very easy. I've sent idiots down that work for me for over the years to get their CPOs, and they come back pass no problem. As far as preppers are concerned, it's good to know. It would be something for anybody who's a prepper to go do, because you learn a ton about water and purification and filtration and all that kind of stuff. You don't have to own a pool, but just knowing that information as a prepper is awesome. I mean, that's like you look at water in a whole different way.
Yeah, and I've heard a lot of people say that they're what's the word? They use their pool as a potential, emergency backup for
You can,
drinking
sure,
water.
absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. But I've had friends who, as a matter of fact, Mister shot a hole through our house while they were stationed in Hawaii. He hit us up, and he's like, and he was renting out his house at the time, and he's like, "Hey, I don't think that she's maintaining the pool." And I was like, "Well, did she sign something that says that she's responsible for that pool?" I went down there with another guy, and I looked at that pool, and it was a forest. I mean, it was literally an underwater forest.
It was just green, right?
Oh, it was more than green. There was plants, there was frogs, there was snakes, it was a whole ecosystem in that pool.
And most of the properties I worked on, it's all year round. The pool stays great. But in a lot of locations, people shut their pools down for the wintertime, and they turn green and yucky and moldy and algae and all that kind of stuff. But the truth of the matter is, that's water's on Earth. That's water's natural state.
Yeah.
When you go and you clean it, and first of all, cleaning a pool that's green and getting it ready for the summer is really very easy. It takes a day. It's very easy to do. You pump a ton of chemicals into it. By the morning, it's crystal clear. You do a little scrubbing, a little this, a little vacuuming, and your pool's ready to go. It's not that hard to do. Yeah. But what you're doing when you do that is you're actually bringing the water to a very unnatural state. You're cleaning it to the point where it is crystal clean, it's pure, you can drink it. Water doesn't like to be that way. It likes to be the other way.
Yeah.
And that's what you're constantly battling. If you own a pool or a cistern, if you're a prepper who's stockpiling water in big tanks, you have to do the same thing. That water is going to turn just like a green pool if you don't properly take care of it.
Yeah, I know I don't know how they do it, but I'll have to learn if we do end up with a pool. But there's some folks I know that they cover their pool for the winter, but they're able to keep their water clear. And then come, springtime when it's getting ready they're open a pool, they uncover it. And then they, do a water test, see what it needs, and, zap it with a little bit of chemical here and there. And then their stuff is ready. So I'll just have to.
Do you get like extraordinarily frozen winters? You're kind of in the South, aren't you? With North Carolina is considered a South state, isn't it?
Yeah, Southeast. It's I mean, we do get cold winters, but
do your lakes freeze over?
No.
See, you're in a place where you can do that with a pool or a cistern. All you have to do, and we used to do this in Texas all the time, and we get freezing weather in Texas. All you have to do is just keep the water flowing, keep the filtration going. As long as the water is moving, it will not freeze.
Right.
As long as it's moving, you're good to go. If that thing cuts off and you're in a frozen land like New Jersey, it's going to freeze overnight.
Yeah, I've got a lot to learn if we do end up doing it. I mean, I'm trying to make my honey-do list last until I'm dead. So it's like I got to pick my
when you get the pool.
There's no timeline. I know that she's always wanted one in the backyard.
I mean, who doesn't, right? I mean, come on. It's a pool.
Our backyard is not really, in my opinion, conducive to a pool. And and I know that, a pool technician would have to go in and do the 411 thing. Cause I know I was going to do a French drain coming out of the entrance to our crawl space. And I called 411 and, the electric for the AC units is all right there.
Let's go back a second. What's 411?
411 or is it 811? I think it's that? Well, so you call 411 I think it's 411. They come out and anybody who has utility in your area comes out and they have the meter and they go along your lines and they go along and they look for all of the they look for electric, they look for cable, they look for internet, fiber, water.
In Missouri, they got a thing called call before you dig or something like that.
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
Basically the same thing. Okay, okay.
Yeah, so
it's free, I think.
Yeah, it is
free.
so anybody, and you give them the address, you have to go through and put in a request, and then they send it out, and they come out and they're supposed to mark the lines, and do all that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I realized when they did that, we had to do it once for when we built the deck, and then I did it again when I was getting ready I was going to rent the ditch witch and go ahead and start digging my lines. And they came out, and right where I wanted to dig is where those lines were running, and I'm like, damn it!
Well, they should be at least 3 foot or more under the ground.
It should.
I don't think you're going to be digging a ditch 3 feet in the ground.
Should be in reality.
Yeah, I get it.
Because
you don't want to blow up.
We aerated the yard, and an aerator doesn't go super duper deep.
Only a couple of inches.
Yeah, I mean, there was like weight on the back and all that, and you can see the little plugs coming up, and everything's fine. We had a service that came out and did it, and then we were looking, and we were like, hey, there's no internet. So I started walking around, and I looked, and I could see orange. And
okay, I take that back. Yeah. Electricity has to be 36 inches or more under the ground. And gas, but other stuff like phone lines and all that, no, that doesn't have to at all. Plus, you have to remember, if you didn't buy that home, whoever owned it before you could have done all kinds of stuff.
Well, Missy's lived here since it was built in 94.
Oh, there you go.
But this particular company, so Spectrum runs the internet out here, and they're trash. But it's supposed to be, according to their company, 12 inches. And this shit was like on the surface. Like you could actually see the orange cable where it got cut. And
that's crazy. And you got Sandy Loam out there, so it may have degraded a little bit.
It starts to float up over time.
Yeah.
So because the water table here is high anyways. Water, during big storms, it starts to get up underneath there.
Yeah,
and
like septic tanks can actually come up out of the ground in your area.
Yeah. We've got, so our septic tank is the original one with the house, but ours was built with the guy who comes and pumps our stuff. He calls it was built the old way. So our tank is really thick cement.
Yeah.
And he's like, you guys still have a long, life with this particular tank. At some point in time, the leach lines may have to be, replaced or something along that. But I mean, we get our stuff pumped, I think like every 3.5 years.
I think we're ready. I think we're about coming up on 3 years. So we're probably ready to do ours again.
Yeah. We start looking for the signs, like a little bit of a slow drain. And for some reason, and I think it has to do with the fact that our main from the upstairs bathroom and our master bathroom goes straight to the tank. So you'll be taking a shower, hot water's running, and you turn off the shower, and all of a sudden there's this funky butt smell. And I'm like, yeah, it's definitely time to get that sucker pumped.
There should be a P-trap in there someplace. I mean, at least one P-trap.
There should be. And I believe that's what keeps
the gases out.
Yeah, but with the tanks, our tank is pretty big, but once it's getting to the point, like if I start to smell something funky, I can tell that it's time to start doing something.
Well, and a lot of times with second floor buildings, floors, the P traps, because the water goes down through there and then goes through the P trap and then falls. Sometimes it falls with such like ferocity that it actually pulls the water out of the P trap.
Yeah.
The P trap is designed to capture water.
Yeah.
And it captures water in there. And what that does is it keeps the gases from coming back up into your toilet or your sink or your shower. That's what P traps do. They're not like to catch your ring when your ring goes down the drain. That's not what they're for. P traps are to keep the gases from coming up in your. And you know what? The ancient, I think, Romans, or maybe it was even I think the Greeks were actually the ones who actually came up with that.
Really?
It was pretty intelligent. We still use the exact same system today.
Well, I know down in St. Augustine, Florida, the Spanish built that castle out there.
Oh, yeah. I know which one you're talking. Yeah.
Yeah. And It is it's pretty cool because like, they're basically their bathrooms were for a fancy outhouse that was above the ocean water, and they had rocks and stuff down there.
Oh.
And the water would come in during tide, take away all the poo,
Mhm.
wash it out, and then they would do their
Fish eat
stuff.
it.
Yeah, and it's
The fish eat it, and then the people eat the fish, so it's like a big, cycle.
yeah, that's why I don't like. And I don't know. I don't eat certain fish. They're like, oh, you got to try this tilapia. It's so good. That's not real.
It ate your shit last night.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Tilapia is not real. That's like birds
I don't
are
like
not real.
tilapia, man. To me, you know what it's like I think it's like taking bread and putting it in water. It just falls. It's like nothing. It's like an airy nothing. Give me some salmon, man. I want something thick and like meaty.
Yeah, I don't like it. It's as soon as I realized what it is, I'm like, oh, that's disgusting. That's not real. That's not a real thing. So yeah, definitely not doing that.
And I mean, I know this is a prepper show, but we could talk this kind of stuff. Preppers like this kind of stuff. What exactly is tilapia? What are you talking about?
So tilapia, it is a farm mostly. Is a farmed fish, and I refuse to eat it. I refuse to eat it. I just can't do it. I can't do it. So,
well, one of my favorite fishes is catfish, and catfish are bottom feeders. I don't care; they are tasty, especially when you fry them up.
Yeah, I mean, I like catfish a lot, but for some reason, I will not eat a tarp. Or I mean, not a tarp. What am I saying? A carp.
I don't like tarps either, especially the blue ones. Camouflage tarps, not so bad, but the blue ones I don't like. No, you said carp.
Yeah. I am not going to do that. When I was stationed in Georgia, I used to fish this area. It's literally the river separating Alabama and Georgia. And they had great catfishing in there. So get down to the river, got my cooler beer, got my bait, got my snacks, doing all this stuff. And I can see this really, really, really nice channel cat. And I've got whatever stank bait I had on there, and I was dropping it down and I'm wiggling it. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this insanely huge carp just came up and just snagged on. And I was like, son of a...
Those things get big.
And I'm sitting there, and I want to say 80-pound test on there, because some of the channel cats and the blues down there in the river in Georgia, they get big. So I'm reeling and I'm reeling and I'm reeling, and I got this stupid fish on my line. I bring it in. I'm getting the hook out, and this homeless dude ran over to me, and he's like, "Hey man, you gonna eat that?" And I was like, "Hell no." And he asked if he could have it. I was like, "Dude, take it away, man." He was over there like immediately, scaling that thing down and eating it.
Honestly, I didn't know people actually ate carp.
In some places,
they're a funky looking. I mean, they're big and giant, and they got a lot of meat, but they're funky looking. They got a huge sucker thing on their face, and it's like, ugh, it's weird, man.
I mean, try cozying up to one of those things. Like,
nope.
Yeah, but in some places, from what I understand, it's a delicacy. But there's a bunch of different types of carp. Like, for instance, koi fish or carp.
Oh,
you've got your carp that live in the river. You got all kinds of different carp.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, as far as like trash can eaters, like them and catfish, they'll eat anything, live or dead. But for some reason, I can't bring myself to eat a carp. I just can't. I won't do it. Now, catfish, I'll eat catfish all day long.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Bread that, fry that, put some hot sauce and mustard on there. Oh my gosh. Ugh, that would be great. Now, according to Google's, and I think this is actually lying to me, so I'm going to have to talk to my FBI guy about this, but it says that tilapia is a real natural fish belonging to the cichlid family, not a manufactured or fake product. I guess that whatever it was is a viral internet rumor. I'm going to go ahead and stick with what I think.
It's so inexpensive. But every time I eat it, it's like, what am I eating? I feel like I'm eating like fluffy, like wet bread. It's just weird. Too much air, not enough meat. I'm always hungry afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, it says it's high in protein and low in saturated fat, though it contains fewer healthy omega-3 fatty acids. But
I would imagine, yeah, because it's so white.
I don't know, man. I don't think it's real. Like, I
But
don't
I
think
mean, look,
I don't
in
think
this-
pigeons are real. I think pigeons are a government product. I think they're spying on us because I'm sorry, but you cannot convince me that there is a bird as stupid as the pigeon that still thrives and it's not a surveillance mechanism. I don't think so. There's no way.
In an SHTF, you're going to eat carp, you're going to eat tilapia, you're going to eat pigeons. I'm sorry, but that's what's going to happen.
Now, I have seen in New York City, down there in Central Park. Central Park is beautiful. It doesn't make any sense to me that it's in the middle of New York City. But
it keeps people from it helps to keep people from going into depression because living in a city.
Yeah, but I will say there are homeless pigeon hunters in Central Park, and these guys are good. Like
Is that right? I never heard that before. I've been in Central Park many, many times. Never heard of that. It's crazy.
They are good, man.
Are they doing like bow and arrows, or what are they hitting with?
Well, they have all kinds of homemade stuff. Homemade slingshots.
Slingshots, yeah.
Pigeons are basically fat doves. That's what I kind of like compare them to.
Yeah.
And they're out there stripping them down and having themselves a good meal.
Park chickens.
You need to write that one down. That's going to come in handy later.
That'll be the name of the episode.
Well, besides bantering mindlessly, what are we talking about today?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're gonna talk about we're not gonna do anything too deep today. We're gonna have a heavy episode next week.
Yes,
with some some stuff. I don't want to give it away just yet, but
I still have research to do.
Yeah, we'll keep it light. I want to just kind of go over the gardening, and we're having such challenges right now with the garden. So I thought maybe we'd help some people out, and maybe they're having it too. And I did look through the internet, and it seems like everybody is getting hammered with their gardens right now.
Yeah, this super El Nino is definitely not helping. I can say that.
And it's just the start of it.
It's just the start of it. But while we were gone on that trip, apparently, and we weren't expecting a lot of rain. Of course, you never know what to expect here, but apparently it rained significantly while we were gone. And we came back and everything just like exploded. So our okra is like insanely huge.
Really like a foot long.
Well, no, I'm talking. So we conducted an experiment. So we started a bunch of okra in the greenhouse when it was still cold, transplanted it out in the garden, same soil, same, mix. And they have been producing a pretty good amount of, actual okra that we've been eating. But we hand sowed, I forget how many plants total, but in an equal size box, we hand sowed a bunch of okra and jalapenos. Those okra are almost taller than Missy, and they have thick stalks, but they haven't fruited yet. But the leaves are like, dude, they're freaking enormous. They look like radar dishes.
But they should have fruited by now, especially in your location. So
the ones that we did originally in the greenhouse and then transplanted them early, those have already been fruiting and flowering. These ones we sowed later. So we sowed those, oh gosh, it's probably been, I don't know. I'd have to find out from Missy exactly when we did that, but it was significantly later. And we wanted to get some more peppers in the ground, and we wanted more okra. We were out of space in some of the other boxes. So I made another box and then did the same kind of soil mix. And I'm telling you, the picture that I sent you guys, that far left box that's facing the picture, that's all okra and jalapenos, but those okra are enormous. So we're still waiting for them to flower and fruit. But I got a feeling that once they start flowering and coming out, man, we're going to have okra coming out of our friggin' eyes.
Does that, the okra goes all the way until the first frost, right?
Yeah, last year we were harvesting okra up until like I want to say October, November timeframe.
Yeah.
So, because it doesn't really start getting cold here until, yeah, I'd say mid to late October going into November. So,
Yeah, but the first
um,
frost is when it'll kill it off.
yeah.
Yeah, same with the
So-
pepper plants, man. It's like overnight. Like the frost comes in and they're gone. It's crazy.
So I do want to overwinter some more plants this time, and we were able to prove that our overwintering did work. That one jalapeno that survived the winter, and the lemon pepper,
Oh, lemon drops.
the lemon drop peppers,
Yeah.
those survived. Those are going bonkers.
I don't have any of those. I wish I did. I should have got some of those last season.
Dude, we have so many that we froze from last season, and I've already been freezing them this season. We have like tons and tons of them.
Mm-hmm.
Our tomatoes are now starting to give us fruit, and these are the Cherokee purples. Man, they're so freaking good.
I always stopped.
Did they stop completely?
Yeah, I'll counter before you keep going. I'll counter on your deal. Starting with the okra, we had the 9 plants. I grew those from seed indoors.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll ask you a question on yours. When you did yours in the greenhouse, you started from seed in the greenhouse, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have to harden them off to the sun when you pull them out, or do they get hardened off in the greenhouse?
I would say that they got hardened off in the greenhouse.
So when you transplanted them, they didn't have too much of a problem.
No.
Okay.
But they were slow going.
Yeah,
and I'm not 100% sure why, and I don't know if it was because of the drought that we had or what. I mean, they're not super duper heavy feeders, but they are, to a point. Even though they're related to actually a couple different things, but they have that flower, and it's a very,
flower's
very pretty flower. But they actually kind of grow more like jalapenos or really like peppers in general. They need the heat, they need the sun. They're very hardy. But it's weird because the ones that we directly sowed after, it was hot still. Like it was hot. We just planted these things like maybe a month and a half ago, and they're just gigantic. And they just now, even after growing to height, they're just now starting to flower, and they'll be producing fruit here soon. But man, these things are tall.
So we did ours indoors, and we got them out into the garden, and they did have a bit of a transplant shock to it, and that happened for like 3 or 4 weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. But now they're probably about person height. I would say Missy height, because she's kind of short. I would say I'd say it's about right. But I mean, I would say, I'm not saying she's not a person. That's not what I meant. I'm saying
she's not a midget, but technically, but she's,
You said you're short.
I am on a good day. And in
all the pictures, she's shorter than you.
Yeah. On a good day, if I stretch, like crack my back, roll everything out, do some like vertigo jumping jacks, I'm about 5'6". But when I joined the Army back in 1994, I was just a hair above 5'8". So I have shrunk significantly.
Yeah. Oh, I shrunk about 2 inches since I was younger, just from my weight and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. But Missy on a good day is like 5. I'll give her 5'1". How about that?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we've got most of them are about that height. And the one we've been getting okra now for well over a month. I mean, I've got jars of it already canned on the shelf in the pantry. But the problem we're having with the okra is that, you got to catch it in that like 2 to 4 inch, size.
Yeah.
And the problem is you got a 2-inch one out there today, and tomorrow you go out there and it's 6 inches long. I mean, they just explode. I don't know how that happens.
They grow at night. So a lot of those types of plants, they grow at night, and they grow their exponential growth. right? So there's not a lot of stuff that predates on okra. Ants hate. I don't know what it is. It's like I don't know if it's a hate.
We don't have any
relationship,
bugs on the okra.
but ants will attack the shit out of okra for
Is that right?
for some reason. Now I have had aphids on the
leaves,
on the okra, on the leaves. We've killed off a couple of Chinese beetles on the leaves.
Oh yeah, we got those suckers, man. I hate them.
But I know it. So like if I find aphids, or if I find ants, I immediately start looking for aphids, because ants will like herd aphids because of that. They put out like a sweet, like sort of liquid out their backside.
The aphids do.
Yeah, the aphids do.
Yeah, it's like greasy. It's like greasy.
Yeah, and the ants want that liquid, so they're there to protect the aphids, and then they suck that fluid out of their butt, and it's a weird relationship. But like aphids don't make any sense to me either. So I was like, how do aphids get onto a plant? Just simple Google search. Dude, they're everywhere all the time anyways. They travel in the wind. They're in the dirt. They're just
super tiny.
Yeah, and they just exist,
Yeah.
And like when I found those green apple aphids on our apple tree, I was like, what in the hell is that? I didn't even know there were green aphids.
And the thing about aphids is you can wash them off.
Yeah.
I mean, you can use neem oil and stuff like that to kill them. But honestly, you can just take a garden hose and just wash them off your leaves. They fall into the ground, and maybe a week or so later, you might get a few more, and then you wash them off again.
Yeah.
They're not terrible, but
No, but
if you let them go, they'll destroy your plants.
Yeah, and they don't do their business on top of the leaves. You got to like catch them on the underside. On the underside,
exactly.
Yeah. So when I go out there, I'll take a spray bottle of the neem oil with me, and all I'd start doing is if I see ants, I start turning over leaves, and lo and behold, there I'll find them.
Ah, interesting.
One thing our squash and our zucchini and that kind of stuff is just now starting to recover. Like it's just now recovering to the point where I think we might actually get a single frickin' zucchini this time. Because almost immediately, and we've been diligent. We have been checking. I did find some, squash bugs. We found some squash bug eggs. We got rid of them. I've been out there, doing my due diligence. And I go out there one day and I'm like, why is this entire squash plant laid over? And I looked, and there's a friggin' vine borer in there. So we did some looking at videos and trying to figure out, can we rehab this thing? And what I did was, any one of the stalks that looked really, really weak, and just in general, I sprayed them heavily with neem oil, and then we wrapped the bottom of the stalk in aluminum foil. So we pulled off a couple of the bottom leaves. Different. Yeah. So we pulled off some of the bottom stems and leaves, and then put aluminum foil at the base. Now it's been probably, I don't know, maybe a month since we've done that. All of those plants are stood up. We have full thick stems.
What is the aluminum? What does it do? Is it just support it, or is it do something?
It's a support, but it's also blocking out the vine borers. So
you got to get it way down where the dirt is.
Yeah, you got to get it all the way down to the dirt, and you got to treat that soil too. So I actually saturated the dirt with neem, and neem itself, it's not even necessarily like super toxic. Like it's not necessarily good for us, but if you've ever gotten it on your skin, it creates this tacky. It's like very tacky.
And you're also supposed to add dish soap, and that even makes it worse.
Yes. So you can do dish soap. You can do dish soap, or like Blue Dawn is what's recommended, but that and baking soda. And you basically just generate a spray. But that neem oil, and the same thing with like the Blue Dawn, it gets on their carapace and it dries out their carapace. And it basically starts to make it crumble. And kind of like the same thing with diatomaceous earth. People try to figure out, like, is it just this powder that's poison? It's actually not. It's not. There's no poison
at all.
It's pulverized, powdered seashell, rock, crustacean, that kind of thing.
It's very glassy.
And,
It's like made of silica.
And it gets in the carapace of crawling insects, and it literally shreds them apart.
Shreds them, yeah.
So,
and also it's organic. Neem oil and diatomaceous earth, they're organic, so that's something you can do. Sometimes, look, man, sometimes you can't stay organic. Sometimes you just have to get some sort of poison and kill it. It sucks, but you want to be organic so you can say you're organic, or do you want to eat food?
Yeah.
So that's the payoff.
We do have to be somewhat cautious with what we use here, because our eating garden, is on the more of the down part of a slope of our yard. So anything I put above it, I have to be cautious, because it'll eventually float down into the garden where we grow our food.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But like, for instance, after we get done, I got to go back in the backyard and I'm going to spray for fleas and ticks, because I had a Lone Star on me, pulled it off just in time, but now I've got this like itchy bite mark where it was. And we've had a couple that we've pulled off the dogs. I found one on the curtain. It's not that we don't get ticks, but I'm imagining Bill Gates is floating around here somewhere, just dumping ticks in our yard. But since we did have a drought, though, I will say, since we had that drought, if the only one good thing came out of it,
it kills the ticks.
The ticks have not been as bad this year as they have in past years.
They suffer terribly with drought conditions. They love water. They love moisture.
Good. Fuck them.
That's what I say.
I'm serious. It's like I can't express the amount of hatred that I have for ticks. It's like,
yeah, me too. Me too. Ugh.
I blame Eve. I don't think Adam was in the garden surrounded by ticks. I don't think he was. But
he'd been like, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
No, but June for us, for the Midwest and for like the Plains, Oklahoma, place like that, the June is the bad month when it comes for ticks. They're freaking everywhere, man. But then it starts to lighten off, especially now when it's really, really hot. Now, don't get me wrong. I pulled a tick off me this morning. I was on the wood mill cutting a log down, and I had a tick crawling on me. So they're still there and they're still around, and I've got a ton of chickens eating them. But it's not as bad as in June. It was just horrible, man. It was a bad year. So let me get back to what I was saying. So what I was saying was the okra. It is fruiting, and we only have 9 plants. We pull an okra, probably 1 or 2 okra off of each plant every day or other day. Let's call it that. So by the end of the week, I've got a couple of jars worth of okra that I can work with. But a lot of times we just miss it and they get too big. We're saving all those, and she's drying them out, Rhonda, and she's going to get the seeds so we can use them for next year.
Yeah.
The corn, which is right next to it, was completely decimated by squirrels. And when I mean decimated, they ate through the stalks. They crushed them down to the ground. They jumped all over everything, just destroyed our corn.
Are you sure it was squirrels?
There's nothing else that can get in there. We have a heavy duty fence all the way around. I mean, what else could it have been?
I mean,
and it would happen overnight.
Raccoons can get pretty chunky, but they dig.
Raccoons could easily climb up the fence and get in, but I've never had a raccoon problem in the garden. Do you think that raccoons will go after corn?
Oh yeah, dude.
Really?
Yeah, everything goes after corn. That's why hunters use it to attract deer.
But I thought that raccoons were like meat eaters. I thought they were going into for meat.
No. They're omnivores. They eat anything and everything.
So yeah, it could have been raccoons. I mean, they crushed them, man. They just knocked them over to stalks, and every single corn is gone. There's no ear of corn left. They disappeared. Not even pieces of them on the ground.
Our corn, we don't have that problem. We have, and I blame this year's weather on this significantly. So our corn started out great. We started in the greenhouse, transplanted it. We have a corn per bucket, and these are heirloom jewel corn. So like the original corn, like corn it's supposed to look.
Yeah, maize.
Yeah, maize. And I've always wanted to grow it. And
does it taste good?
I had it once when I was a kid. European yellow corn was introduced to this country. that is not what corn, like the corn that people buy in the store was bred to look like that and taste like that.
I mean, but sweet corn, I like it. I mean, I
mean,
love sweet corn, man.
Yeah, the sweet corn is just, it's a great product. It's wonderful. But and they do have heirloom sweet corn, but heirloom, that phrasing is kind of misused. Heirloom seeds can be created through 2 to 3 generations of growing.
Oh, I thought it was more like 10 or so, something like that. Okay.
So like, for instance, our flowers, like outside, we have a bunch of the flowers that bugs don't like. What the hell are they called?
Marigolds.
The marigolds. We are now in our 3rd generation of the same plants that we started a couple of years ago. So we deadheaded the original flowers, saved the seeds, replanted them. Then those plants grew from the previous season's flowers.
Ah, gotcha.
Then we took those flower heads, deadheaded them, saved the seeds, and we've continued that. We have those same seeds that we've consistently been regenerating every year. So, and I might have to do a little more research, but now that we're on I think this is the 3rd or 4th generation, we basically have made heirloom, flowers.
Yeah, right.
So,
and we're saving ours as well. We have a little plastic cover jug. I'm not sure what it was. Maybe it was a peanut butter jar or something. Mm-hmm. And we keep that out in the garden. And whenever we see some dead marigolds, she pulls them off the thing. We pull them off there and we just sprinkle the seeds into that bucket. So it's about a quarter full right now. It's a lot of seeds, man.
Oh yeah, they're full of seeds, and all the other flowers that we've been growing. I posted it on the Facebook page with that caterpillar thing that I made. I made that for the grandkids, but in reality, the other reason I did it is so at the end of the season, when those zinnias and stuff start to die off, we're going to deadhead them and save the seeds, and that way next year we're putting out wildflower seeds that we grew from the previous year.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, yellow corn. Yellow European style sweet corn. It was created to be that way. So they took, the stalk of one kind of corn that was size wise. They took this corn and they were like, "Oh, that's pretty good." And then they made a bigger, sweeter corn just by cross pollinating and doing those kinds of things. And eventually you ended up with the kind of corn that we have today.
Well, the mutant raccoon squirrels loved my corn, ate it to death, destroyed the plants, and the beans that are all around it that were growing on the corn, they're at the point where they're drying up now anyway. So we got pods. Yeah. That's what you want. But I was really hoping for a much bigger bean growing, and I'm going to do that next year. We're making notes right now of what we want to do and what we don't want to do for the following year, So, and we got a giant section of potatoes that have completely died off. So we're going to be able to pull those up out of the ground. She's got a couple of buckets of potatoes that she was experimenting with.
Yep.
And yesterday she dumped one and got, I don't know, like you buy a bag in a grocery store. She got like 2 bags worth of potatoes out of a 5-gallon bucket, man. It's a
awesome.
Lot.
It's
a
awesome.
lot.
So we like to grow the reds. Missy likes the new potatoes. And I wanted to wait a little bit longer, but I think the Irish in her took over and she just started lusting after potatoes and
pulled them too early.
Well, I mean, we got some, I think I sent you guys pictures. We got a couple of pretty decent ones and we've already eaten them. But really once the plant dies off and, the stalk is mostly gone and dried up, give it about another week and a half, almost 2 weeks. And it helps that skin harden over
in the ground.
It hardens over on the actual potato.
Okay. Good. Yeah. Good to know. I know that they'll preserve in the ground. I knew that.
Yeah.
I just didn't know the timing of it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's great.
I mean,
that's
a week and a half is probably safe. But the thing is potatoes don't need a tremendous amount of water. So we realized on our first time trying to grow potatoes that we go out there and we water the garden, we water the potatoes, didn't think anything about it. We were actually killing the potatoes. So we
Well,
reduced.
shoot, I hope I didn't, because I watered them just like I watered the corn and the okra, because they're all in the same area.
We reduced our watering of the potatoes to about once a week.
Well, okay, that's what we were doing, once a week. Okay,
Yeah.
so
But when we started
not
out
counting,
at first,
not counting rain, because rain,
when we started out at first, we were out there watering every day, just not thinking about it. And we went to go dig up potatoes, thinking we were going to have these giant honking potatoes. They were about the size of dimes, nickels, quarters.
Oh, that's small. Yeah.
And then one of them would have been like about palm size. And then we kept digging, and all the ones that had gotten overwatered were just slime and mush and full of worms. So,
is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. So
so that's that side of the garden. And you were talking also about some of your brassicas. You were talking. You said, well, not brassicas, but you said squash. We didn't plant any squash yet. We're going to plant winter squash. It is seeding right now, and we're doing a little experiment. We're going to plant it in about 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, after all this heat goes away, and see how it does. It needs to have cool weather. But I'm hoping that, come the end of August, September, when it cools off around here, then it's going to really take off from that point. That's what we're hoping for. And that's what that's what the books say. The logs say that's what they say to do. So all of our squash last year didn't do well because of the heat. They just didn't do well. Plus, I think we had some bugs. Now, brassicas are cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, what else? We had the Brussels sprouts, all that stuff. Every single bit of it was completely decimated by bugs. It was eaten within 2 or 3 days. And we had a gigantic section just for that. I mean, enough to, in succession planting that we could have eaten all the way through till winter. All of it completely decimated. We had to pull every single plant out of the ground. Sucks, man. It really sucks. It's a lot of work, man.
I can't even tell you how much I hate cabbage moths.
It has to be them. It has to be.
So I was out there one time, and I'm like, and it was overnight. I'm like, what in the hell happened to this? And I started peeling open our, we had out there, what do we have? They had the Brussels sprouts, which are a brassica. We had bok choy, which is a cabbage.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
We had a couple different types of cabbage out there, and it was in a cool shaded area. Should have been perfectly fine. And overnight, it just looked like somebody started coming in there and chewing incessantly. And I never paid attention to what was floating around. So during the heat months, that's when I learned the lesson: don't plant this crap during the heat. It's just dumb. It's the white cabbage moths, and they're itty bitty, tiny little moths, and they float around. They plant those eggs deep inside of the actual, like the creases of the leaves. And I started pulling those open, and you can see like web. It looks like they almost look like silkworms, and it was just these frickin' cabbage moths just literally overnight decimated our stuff. Oh man, I was so angry.
I really didn't see any kind of webbing, but I didn't look closely. I just know that all of the leaves on everything were they were down to they were skeletalized. Which I don't know if that's a cabbage moth that does that, but something did that.
Yes.
So
that's exactly what that is. Now I also
ate it right down to the bones.
Yeah. I also learned that, what is it called? It's a yellow and black butterfly. It is the swallowtail. The swallowtail butterfly really.
Oh, is that the one I took a picture of or a video and I sent you?
Maybe. They almost look like, some people confuse them with monarchs. So the big difference between a monarch and a swallowtail is monarchs have an orangey tint, orange almost to red. Swallowtails are a bright yellow and black. And they like stuff that's related to essentially oregano. So oregano, cilantro, dill, and some other stuff like that. So first time we ever noticed them, I went out there. I love dill. And we did not get a single frickin' dill plant this year at all. So first time this happened, I walked out there and I was getting ready to crop some dill because we dry it and we save it. And there was these little worms in there. And I was like, you got to be shitting me, man. So I started like pulling them off, and I took out the Google Lens, and sure as shit, it was a swallowtail butterfly larvae. And they were everywhere, like all over the place. And they came in overnight. And, they're pretty. They are technically pollinators. People will create sacrifice crops to bring them in. So sacrifice crops are basically a secondary garden that is not for consumption. Technically, it's to like pull pests away from your main garden. And dude, these things started getting after the dill, and then we started finding them on all types of stuff. So it's weird, man. Nature is metal, but it also pisses me off. It's so stupid sometimes. It makes me angry.
Yeah, Rhonda built a bug motel. I don't know if you've ever seen them, or hotel, wherever they call them. It's like a whole bunch of little stuff stuck into these wood panel, and we put it about 25, 30 feet away from the garden, and bugs live in it. They go in, and it takes a year or so to kind of build up. That's one thing we did. She also built a crow stand, which we're bringing in the crows now. We can see them coming around. They're coming down, taking the peanuts. So she's building a bigger one too. That's really good because crows will sit right up there on top of your garden, right by your garden, and they'll just dive bomb bugs in your garden. They'll just come in, take them right out of the air, and swim and go right back up. They're awesome. Yeah. Plus, they also protect the chickens, which is another good thing, because hawks are terrified of crows, and so they when they see crows, they won't come anywhere near your chickens.
Yeah, and I think isn't that why you're supposed to have a black chicken in your roost?
Yeah, you want to have some black. We have black Australorps. We have, I think, 4 of them. Okay, and they're beautiful, but they're black just like a crow. So that does help.
Yeah.
So that's really good. So let's move on, because we're running out of time. Let's move on to the tomatoes. We did really, really well with our tomatoes up until this point. I've got all kinds of sauces in the pantry. They were water bathed and heated and all that, and that they're shelf stable for a year. They're in the pantry, so that we did good with that. But the heat wave, and this is natural, but this heat wave we got right now it's caused a stoppage, or whatever you want to call it, in the tomatoes. Like, just they stop growing tomatoes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to say I'd have to go back and double check, but I think it's 82 degrees. It might be a little bit lower than that, but I think 82 is like
Sounds
the number,
about right. Yeah,
where tomatoes will stop. They're still there. They're still gathering energy, but they won't ripen past a certain point. The only problem with that is when they're stagnated, they're still taking on water, and that's where you end up getting splittage. Now, we've had a bunch of our Cherokee purples. When we came back from the cruise, they were huge. They were beautiful looking. We pulled them off anyways, but they were definitely split from all the rain.
Yeah, but still edible.
Oh yeah, just cut that stuff away and put it right back in the compost. Yeah. But a lot of people wait too long to pull their tomatoes, and as soon as we see pink and a blush, we actually pull them.
Yeah, definitely.
And we put them into a paper bag upside down. And what it does is they release a gas in
the bag. Yeah.
Yeah. Inside the bag. And all it does is it just increases the speed that they ripen. Yeah.
Yeah. And I put a video on the Todd Spucker YouTube channel last week. It's on there right now. It's not a short, it's a long form, but it's only like 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
About tomatoes and about the vine ripened tomatoes, because people buy vine ripened tomatoes in the grocery store, and they think it's something special. It's not. It's not technically a vine ripened. All they do is cut the vine when the tomatoes are green, and they put them in packaging, like paper bags, but packaging specialized, and they truck them off to the grocery stores. And by the time they get to the grocery stores, they have turned red. You're not actually getting vine ripened, even though it says it on the box. You're not getting that.
Yeah. Yeah, if you want vine ripened, grow black cherry tomatoes and go out there when they're just a little bit beyond blushing, and you pull them off and we snack on them when we're gardening.
Yeah.
Oh my God, those things are so freaking good.
Yeah, we got a ton of those cherry tomatoes. We did all the Cherokee green and Cherokee purples. They were unbelievable. We did the brandy wines, the pink brandy wines, the yellow brandy wines.
Dude, yellow brandy wines.
The yellow ones are unbelievable. If you haven't had, talking to the listeners, if you haven't had a yellow brandy wine tomato, grow this plant or go. You are definitely missing out. The flavor is, you can't even describe it. I don't think.
It's almost like a sweet but smooth taste. And
hard to explain.
It's really hard to
almost
explain,
like a fruit.
But they're not acidic like store-bought tomatoes.
No, not at all.
Most of your Cherokee purples, not acidic like a store-bought tomato. And as a matter of fact, now that I really think about it, the only time that I've ever had, and this is why I don't grow them anymore, the only time I've ever had a somewhat acidic tomato that we have grown are beefsteak tomatoes that are just for slicing.
Beefsteaks, yeah. I've got a whole garden full of beefsteaks, and they are acidic.
I don't really care for them. But
see, they make really good sauce. Yes,
they do.
Good slicers. But I also find that the cherries, the mountain cherries and the white cherries, I find those to be a little acidic. The white cherries are not. I don't have a problem with those.
Black cherries are not.
The teardroppy, I don't know what they're called, but they're kind of like teardroppy. They're about 3 inches long. Yellowish. No, they're like yellow, the tomatoes. I don't know what they're called, but they're not acidic and they're very tasty.
Yeah, we do like Romas, but ours did not do well.
No, our whole entire Roma, we're not doing them next year. This is 2 years in a row now, and they grow. They're small. They just don't come out right. And I got them from Johnny Seed, which is a great seed company.
Yeah,
they just don't do well. I don't know how. Maybe there's something I'm missing, but I'm not doing them next year. It's just a waste of space.
I know what the packaging says for like Romas, and I've done the research on the Romas, but I'm starting to wonder if Roma tomatoes are more of a cool to cold weather tomato, because there are tomato varieties that grow in the cold and
in the cooler weather.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah,
because they grow tomatoes in Russia that can tolerate not freezing, but can tolerate cold.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. I might try one more time, but I know that the ones that we had, they were starting to grow, they were coming up, and then nothing, just absolutely nothing. The plant itself didn't even progress.
Well, we're going to get to peppers and stuff like that on our next garden update. Mm-hmm. Cucumbers are what they are. I mean, anybody can grow cucumbers. It's very easy to do. We've got tons of jars of pickled stuff in the pantry from cucumbers. But the last thing I'll talk about really quick is the first time we've ever grown them. I got to tell you, if you're not, I put a video out, or maybe I'm about to, I forget. Tomatillos. If you have not grown tomatillos, this is another thing, just like the yellow brandy wine. If you have not grown tomatillos, you've got to do it. They are very easy to grow. They're like a big bush. I grew 6 plants, or maybe 5. I think it was 5. Mm-hmm. They're about 5 or 6 feet tall. They're kind of bushy, and the tomatillos just keep popping off of them. I mean, and if you ever had a tomatillo, a fresh one off of a tree, it's unbelievable, man. You bite into it. First of all, you can eat the whole thing. The seeds and everything is edible. You don't have to cut anything off of it. To me, it tastes like a cross between, I would say, an apple, a pear, and a tomato. And I know that sounds weird, but it's like a fruit. It's like you can sit there and eat them right off the vine, and they're amazing.
So tomatillos have a paper that, kind of like an onion.
A husk.
Yeah. So it has a husk, and you have to kind of, you're supposed to wait until that husk starts to split and open up, and the fruit inside is what you're eating. But tomatillos are naturally supposed to be somewhat, not extremely, but somewhat spicy. And they have a tacky...
Ours are not spicy at all.
Really?
Not even the slightest bit.
I know in a lot of Spanish cooking, or maybe it depended on the variety you got, but in Spanish cooking, we actually use tomatillo for what we call aguacate, or like what some people would translate to avocado, but you can actually make what looks like guacamole, but there's actually no avocado in it, and we use tomatillos for that.
Is that right?
Yeah, and We also use them for what we call chilaquiles. You make a green salsa with that and
green
jalapenos.
salsa,
and you put that over tortillas that are fried, and it soaks in that salsa. But tomatillos that I've always had are, it's not like tremendously spicy, but there is a tang behind it.
Maybe I have a different type of species. I'm not sure. But they are amazing. It's almost like a fruit and a tomato to me, all in one, and juicy. You can bite right into it. You can eat it. It's delicious. They have, when they're growing, they grow the husk. They have this husk appears. It's like a pouch. Of leaves, right? And the inside, it starts to grow, and it grows so big that it busts out the husk. It separates it, and right when the tomatillo is about to fall off that's when you pick it. They go from green, and there's 3 different flavors now. There's green, it goes to yellow, then it goes to yellowy purple, and each one of those stages is a different flavor. And I can tell you right now, Rhonda made a tomatillo jam, and when we water bathed and bottled it or canned it, and now we got it on our shelf. It is unbelievable, man. You can put it on toast. You can eat it with peanut butter. Put it on ice cream. You can put it on meat, whatever you want. We had a cucumber, avocado, and onion salad that she made 2 days ago. We're just finishing it up today, and instead of using store bought dressing, she used the tomatillo sauce that she made, and she put it in there. Unbelievable, man.
Wow.
All from our garden, every single bit of it, 100%.
Yeah. Well, I'm doing a little bit of looking up here, and it says that tomatillos are not spicy, but I'm wondering if the ones that I had in the past, coming up.
Well, it could be a different breed of them.
It could be.
Species.
Yeah. I didn't know that they went to those different colors, but they're an amazing crop to have. They are hardy. And I'll finish off with next year. If there's only one thing I want to definitely try next year, I want to try to grow the Jerusalem artichoke.
Oh man.
It's not from Jerusalem, and it's not an artichoke, but it is a very, very hardy root legume.
They grow naturally all over our area. We see them constantly when we're, driving out or driving to places, but we have searched our property and we cannot find a single one, man. Not one, but they're naturally growing here.
Yeah. I definitely want to try to do that next year. Anything that you can do with the potato, you can do with a Jerusalem artichoke.
Right. And I heard that the nutritional value is like a superfood.
Oh yeah. Yeah. The stalk is edible. The leaves are edible.
They say it's a serious prepper plant to plant.
And a lot of people who do like meat rabbits and stuff like that, they use Jerusalem artichokes as a large amount of what they feed their meat rabbits, because it is such a well-rounded plant. Yeah.
I didn't think about that. You can feed your animals with it too.
Yeah, and they say
it's an all-around survivalist plant. It really is.
Yeah, when they say plant it once, and as long as it takes, it's gonna stay there. So you can grow it year after year after year,
like asparagus.
Yep, exactly.
All right, then we'll finish it off with that. And Buddy wasn't able to be on today, but he'll be on next week. He's got some family things he's doing, so
hopefully he'll go get his butt checked.
My prepper brothers and sisters, if you have an idea for a show topic or would like to be on the show as our guest, email shtf@topsbunker.com, website topsbunker.com, YouTube Tops Bunker Podcast channel, and SpeakPipe, speakpipe.com/tops. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and remember, stay prepped, stay happy. Thanks for listening, and good night.